Yes, that's right. Calvan Leroy Starling here, ready to drop a truth bomb that's going to make a lot of people very angry. So, let's begin, shall we? Age is just a number, they say so convincingly. Oh, bless your heart if you can still spit those words out without choking on the putrid lie they've become. Down here in South Atlanta, where the honeysuckle vines climb the fences, front porches overflow with real talk over sweet tea, and mamas stay up late nights praying for their babies like their lives depended on it. That phrase might sound almost sweet at first, like that silhouette you showed. A 35-year-old stuck in boyish foolishness. A 23-year-old already carrying a man's heavy load. Maturity doesn't always match the date on the birth certificate. We need that every damn day in these streets. But let's speak real polite. Like, about what happens when that same rotten logic gets aimed at children, when predators, groomers, and the high and mighty institutions protecting them start purring mature for her age. Old soul, she's ready. And their favorite demonic shield? Age is just a number. That's when the mask doesn't just slip. It falls off and shatters all over the floor, cutting the fuck out of anyone who was stupid enough to be walking around barefoot around you. And your blood should start boiling so hot, it feels like it's gonna burn straight through your veins. I mean, look at this picture. A 14-year-old girl navigating these Atlanta blocks might sound wiser than half of the so-called adults around her, because life forced her to grow up too fast. But her brain, that prefrontal cortex still wiring itself for real judgment, real consent, real understanding of power, and lifelong destruction? It ain't done cooking. Biology don't give a fuck about your holy books or your political feelings. And the chomos, they feast on the silence of decent people like you and me. And Lord have mercy, when you finally call this evil out for what it is, some folks lose their minds, don't they? They get real fucking loud, real defensive, protesting way too much, like the mirror I just slapped them dead in the face with, as if naming the monster makes me the problem. I ain't one of them. Not now, not ever. In spite of whatever accusation these weak souls sling when the truth burns too close, I'm deep in the wood chipper crew. If that ain't crystal clear by now, I'm the one loading up every last excuse-making predator, every institutional enabler, and every soft-worded groomer, and feeding them feet first into the machine, no mercy, no exceptions. And that's not a threat. That's not even a promise. Because that's highly illegal. I'm no grifter either. You've watched, for long-time viewers of this channel, you have watched me evolve in real time. For 4 straight years on this channel, you've seen it happen. I came in hot for Trump. I shit all over Biden and the disaster he presided over. And when Trump came back, I didn't suddenly pretend everything was perfect. I called it like I saw it. Some things got better. A lot of it is still getting stonewalled by both sides of Congress playing their same tired games. And somehow that makes me the villain? Fuck you people can't stand someone who refuses to drink either cup of the Kool-Aid. You need me locked in one tribe so you can file me away as one of the good ones or one of the bad ones. The second I look at both sides and say this is bullshit too, suddenly I'm inconsistent. Suddenly I'm a grifter. Nah, I'm just a man who watched the game with his own eyes instead of through team-colored glasses. I saw the left's dogma. I saw the right's broken promises. I refused to fully swallow either one. I stayed hostile in the center. I called out the grift wherever it showed up, and that scares the living fuck out of people who need their enemies simple and their teams pure. Call me whatever makes you sleep better at night, grifter, bitter, obsessed, whatever. But don't lie to yourself. You didn't watch me flip-flop for clout. You watched a real human being think, adjust, and refuse to be owned by either side of this rotting machine. I'm not here to be your perfect little political mascot. I'm here to tell the truth as I see it, even when it pisses both sides off. And if that makes me a grifter in your eyes, then maybe the real problem isn't me evolving in real time. Maybe it's that you never evolved at all. One thing I hate more than myself, and getting past that self-hatred was a long, brutal, but winnable war, is those who would hurt children in any way. That hatred is incurable, permanent. So yes, the one thing I will proudly carry an ism against is child molesters. I'm coining the term right here. I am a proud pedo-antiist, a pedophile hater. Damn right, and every decent soul breathing would be one too. MAPs, minor attracted persons, or whatever fucking sanitized soft-bellied label these demons try to hide behind, straight into the wood chipper. All of them, no debate, no therapy, no forgiveness on this side of the grave, because children deserve to be protected. Now, let's drag this sickness through the very sanctuaries where it's been coddled, covered up, and sanctified for generations. Yes, that's right, I'm talking religion as a whole. I'm not shitting on just one, I am shitting on the whole thing. Because nothing would make your blood boil hotter than betrayal wrapped in a halo. In the Catholic Church, the sheer scale of the horror would make you want to flip every altar in rage. A French report documented an estimated 33,000 children abused over 7 decades, 216,000 by priests and clerics, with thousands more by lay figures. Some 3,000 known monsters quietly shuffled from parish to parish by bishops who cared more about the church's reputation than the shattered bodies and souls of little boys and girls. Avoid scandal, they say. Pray it away, they say, while victims carried their cross of silence straight into broken adulthoods or early graves. And still the loudest defenders scream the hardest that we're protesting too much. That we protested too much! Yeah, and who's the one holding the actual protests every fucking month? Right here in the Bible Belt, the Southern Baptist Convention, those big, beautiful Georgia churches many South Africa families call home, had its own vile reckoning. Hundreds of pastors, leaders, and volunteers credibly accused. Over 700 victims, mostly children, groomed in youth camps, Bible studies, and vacation Bible school. Secret lists of predators, victims shamed into forgiveness, so the precious, quote, house of God wouldn't be tarnished. Youth ministers weaponizing prayer and trust to destroy innocence. And when the light finally hits, well, let's put it this way, Jesus won't be very happy. The ferocious protests come loudest from inside the very culture, as if admitting wolves among the sheep indicts the whole damn flock. In certain ultra-Orthodox Jewish communities, insularity turns into a fortress that traps the apes and silences the innocent. And yes, watch me get pinned as a Jew hater for criticizing the darker points. Allegations swept under the rug by rabbis. Victims pressured not to involve outsiders because of Messiah rules. Telling the truth framed as betrayal. Cover-ups to protect the community's precious image while children suffer in the dark. Families destroyed for speaking out. The defensive fury, when it's exposed, is something to behold. And in parts of the Muslim world, oh yes, Islam is not safe here at all. And the diaspora communities, child marriage gets wrapped in religious precedent, hadiths citing Aisha's betrothal at 6, and consummation at 9. Used to justify marrying off little girls as young as 9 or 12. The Rotherham scandal in the UK, an abomination. 1,400 vulnerable children, many just 11 to 16 years old, systematically groomed, gang raped, and trafficked, while authorities sat on their hands for years terrified of cultural sensitivity or racism accusations. Well, I say fuck both of those. Girls treated like meat. The loudest denials and protests usually come from the very circles closest to the rot. This isn't about hating faith, far from it. Remember, I lived in a church for over a year. It's about watching institutions that preach love and protection of the weak and moral superiority repeatedly choose money, power, reputation, and tradition over the broken bodies of children. They baptize age as a number. They theologize it. They quote scripture while covering for monsters, and when you demand they stop, they cry persecution louder than the victims they ever cried for help. Politically, both sides make me sick. Some of them on the left twist themselves into pretzels defending cultural practices and multiculturalism that protect predators they'd never tolerate in their own neighborhoods, and some of the right hide behind religious liberty, while their favorite institutions keep the wolves fed and comfortable. When the tribal loyalty or political points matter more than grinding child predators into dust, they all deserve the same contempt. And I don't need Nintendo's... Yeah, this works. Here is what should make your blood absolutely boil until you can't sit still. These are the exact people parents trust with their most precious gifts. The smiling Sunday school teacher, the charismatic youth imam, the respectable rabbi, the revered community elder. They speak of love and higher purposes, then deliver betrayal so vile, so complete it scars generations, and they have the audacity to keep preaching. Real spiritual maturity would mean these institutions leading the charge with zero tolerance, mandatory reporting, total transparency, and reforms that would put every single child above every single tradition, donation, or political alliance. Anything less is pure idolatry of Satan himself. Age is not just a number when children are on the line. It's a hard, blood-stained firewall against exactly this kind of sanctified predation. Anyone, preacher, imam, rabbi, politician, or smooth-talking demon trying to blur it deserves nothing but the wood chipper. The children of South Atlanta, of Georgia, of this entire broken world deserve better than your polite excuses, your holy cover-ups, and your political games. The scars run really fucking deep. Generationally deep. The betrayal is generational, and if calling it out makes some folks protest way too loudly, well, bless your fucking heart. I am he who protested too much, because I have been accused of much and never fucking did any of it. We see you. Protect the children without mercy for the wolf. Demand accountability like your own babies' lives are at stake, because they are. Feed every last one of these predators and their enablers into the proverbial chipper. And never, ever let age is just a number be prayed in our sanctuaries again. Fuck pedophiles!